Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello friends, my name is Shaskia Aurellia and I'm from grade 9E. Today I will be telling you a story from a Bengali folklore title, The Two Old Women, Tetan Buri and Boka Buri. There were once two sisters, Tetan Buri, the clever sister, and Boka Buri, the foolish sister. Tetan Buri and Boka Buri share three things. They share one blanket, they share one cow, and they share one mango tree. Aha, sister! I will have the blanket during the night, and you will have the blanket during the day, said Tetan Buri to her sister. Very well, sister, Boka Buri replied. Boka Buri only had the blanket during the day, when the weather was hot, but when it was night and it was so cold, she has to give the blanket to her sister. Aha, sister! I will have the back end of the cow and you will have the front end of the cow. Very well, sister. Boka Buri has to feed the cow and water the cow, while Tetan Buri came along and milked the cow to make butter and yogurt. Tetan Buri was hungry. The mango tree! I will have the top half of the mango tree and you will have the bottom half of the mango tree. Aha! Very well, sister. Boka Buri has to water the tree and weed around its base, while Tetan Buri came and picked those delicious rare fruit and kept them all for herself. Boka Buri was cold at night and so hungry. She went into the village and there she went to the hairdresser. While the hairdresser cut her hair, she listened to Boka Buri's trouble. Foolish woman, what you must do is this. When you got back to your sister, give her the blanket, but only after you have dipped it in the river. As for the cow, don't feed the cow, just shout at the cow. And for the mango tree, chop it in half, said the hairdresser. Very well, Boka Buri replied. Boka Buri went back to the sister. She gave her the blanket, but only after she has dipped it in the river. Tetan Buri took the blanket. Aha! Aha! It was so cold. She shivered all through the night with a wet blanket around her. The next day, she went to get the milk from the cow. But Boka Buri hasn't fed the cow. Boka Buri has only shouted at the cow. So the cow just kicked Tetan Buri. Ouch! Next, she went into the tree to get the mangoes. But when she got there stood Boka Buri with an axe in her hand about to chop the tree in half. What are you doing, sister? Tetan Buri shouted. Oh! Boka Buri replied. I'm going to chop the tree in half. I'm going to chop my half from your half. No! What can I do to stop you? Go talk to the hairdresser. Tetan Buri went to the hairdresser. The hairdresser has no sympathy. I will not help you, but why don't you ask to the rest of the community? All of a sudden, the doors of the shop were open and all the people of the community squeezed inside. They listened to Tetan Buri's woes, how she was cold at night with a wet blanket, how she had only the cow kick her and no milk to make butter and yogurt, and how her sister was going to chop the tree in half. What you must do, they said, is to share the work. Share the blanket, sleep next to your sister, you will keep each other warm and snug. Share the blanket? And share the feeding and watering of the cow, and milk the cow together, and together churn the butter and make the yogurt. Work together? And, said the people of the community, what you must do, Tetan Buri, is to look after the tree. Tend the tree with your sister, weed the tree and water the tree, and together you will share an abundance of fruit. Aha! And so it was. Tetan Buri and Boka Buri shared the blanket and keep each other warm at night. They shared the milk to make butter and yogurt, and they shared the mangoes from the tree. And so much did they have that they shared it with the rest of the community. Do you guys know what the moral of the story is? Let me tell you. The moral of the story is, Even if you're smart, you should not use other people, and in this case, your sister, to do your work for you. Instead, it's better to work together to make a better result. That's all from me. I hope you enjoyed the story. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.